Joe, great to see you. Such a familiar name in Welsh rugby, but we haven't actually seen you in Welsh regional kits for a few years. How is it being back?
Yeah, really nice being back. It's taken a bit of getting used to. I've been saying to the boys, I'm obviously back living in the Swansea Valleys. It's a lot different to Devon, but no, it's nice, like really nice being home.
Back living with your parents, they're chuffed, are they?
Yeah, well, I think the food bill has gone up a bit every month, but yeah, no, they're happy for now.
And why the Scarlets then? What was behind the decision, and when exactly did it come about?
And I think I decided quite early on, to be honest, in my second season at Exeter, that I had an eye on potentially coming back. I felt like down in Exeter, I loved it, but for my own personal progression, that maybe to kick on again, I needed to come back to Wales and play a brand of rugby that maybe suited me a little bit better.
Was that due to game time?
No, to be honest, game time, I'm quite happy with the game time I had down there in the 2 years. I think over the 2 years I played 30 plus games for Exeter, but I think just my thing has always been about fulfilling my own potential, and I feel like I'd sort of got everything I could have out of my experience at Exeter. So then it was sort of about what do the next steps look for me, and that was, you know, coming back to Wales and coming back to the Scarlets.
Yeah, so you made your professional debut in 2020.
Yeah.
So you've had 5 caps, but you know, in those 5 years you were part of a headline grabbing move to Exeter, partly because you probably are the highest profile, if not the only real casualty of the 25 cap rule. You made your debut around COVID, so you've experienced a lot of disruption. What have you learned over that time?
I guess you just have to try and park stuff. If you get all this off-field stuff that goes on, you can't sort of let it affect the day-to-day stuff in the club and on the field. And I think a big thing is just performance takes care of everything in a way. So as long as you're doing the business on the field, then the rest of the stuff will sort of take care of itself for you, if you get what I mean.
One thing I have noticed about you is sometimes it's in the Welsh nature just to keep your head down, not say anything, not voice your opinions. You don't strike me as that kind of character. If you've got an opinion, you'll come out and talk about it, which I think a lot of fans feel is quite refreshing. You did so around the future of the regions. Would you say that stepping out of the Welsh environment has helped you in that regard?
Yeah, definitely. I think if it was back to when I was at the Ospreys, maybe I wouldn't have. But I think when you get outside of Wales, you sort of, you see things a lot different to when you're sort of in it all. But also I think I was lucky when I was first coming through, when I was first in with Wales. A lot of the senior boys that we had, I feel like Dan Bigger and Gareth Anscombe, being sort of around them, who were quite outspoken. I think that has rubbed off on me as a person, being around them at a young age. And I just feel like, you know, as a young person, I've experienced quite a lot in Welsh rugby already, so I feel like I've got a bit of an informed opinion on what's sort of going on, and I'd rather have a voice and try and have an impact on it than, like you said, keep my head down and just go along with whatever happens.
And the ongoing, I guess, you know, we've seen threats of strikes, threats of regions being cut. That didn't in any way dissuade you from coming back?
No, I think, like you said, this stuff's always going on, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Even when I was in the academy or when I was playing for Wales, all this stuff was going on. I think it becomes the norm almost for Welsh rugby players to have to deal with this stuff alongside the rugby. But no, obviously, like I said about personal ambitions to fulfil my potential, the Scarlets was the best place I felt for me to be able to do that. And I think having 2 years not being eligible to play for Wales, that was a big thing as well, of just, obviously you got to play well and stuff, but just having that chance of maybe playing for Wales again.
How much of a driver was that? Because everyone was talking about you because they felt you should have been there. Yeah,
no, definitely a big factor in my decision to come back. But also just because I'm back doesn't mean I'm going to play for Wales. Do you know what I mean? You've still got to play well. So focus is obviously on getting in the Scarlets team, playing well for the Scarlets, but an ambition definitely is to be back and play for Wales, and that was a big factor in my decision. Yeah.
And the Scarlets are a team who improved across the park last season. Their attack, set piece, defence. Do you feel you're stepping into I don't know, pretty confident environment?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a lot different to, like, when I went down to Exeter, it was classed as the rebuild as such. Everyone was starting at the same point, whereas going into the Scarlets, like you said, they had a really successful season last season. So it's trying to get in and get up to speed with where everyone else is at, but then also try and, you know, help improve the team and have an impact on the team, because we don't just want to sort of sit still where we are and be, oh, we finished 8th, we're happy. We want to keep trying to push the boundaries, I guess, of what people think Welsh rugby teams should be able to achieve at the minute.
Do you have a preferred position?
Well, like you said, I think as I'm getting older, I'm leaning more towards 10, just because I think it complements my skill set a little bit more. And as I'm getting older, getting a bit more mature, I feel like I want to have control of the team a little bit more and call the shots a little bit. But like I said, I played 12 against the Dragons on the weekend. I'm more than comfortable playing there, and obviously learning the trade a little bit at 10 as well.
As you're getting older, 23, the grand old age of 23, but exactly. That must mean there's a real healthy competition between you and Sam then?
Yeah, like you said, it's always the same. Whatever squad you're in, you always have a couple of players who are capable of starting in your position. But like I said, it's healthy competition. You're always trying to put your best foot forward on the pitch, but you're also trying to help each other to make sure the team's getting better and the team's going well.
You've spoken about your ambitions to return and play for Wales. Have you spoken to Steve Tandy at all?
No contact yet. I think there's probably enough stuff going on
his to-do list.
I guess, than speaking to boys. But I guess, like I said about, I've learned that performance on the pitch takes care of most of your problems. So I guess, like I said, now the season's starting, any chance I get, I'll be trying to put my best foot forward.
Doing all your talking on the pitch.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe.